Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. Okay, today I want to talk about a video that I seen with the mob spot with Rene and Mundo. The reason why I'm speaking on it and the reason why I watched this video was that I seen that part of the title included Maravilla. I guess the way they do it is people send in questions and ask questions about certain things, and I guess they were asking questions about Maravilla. And Mundo said some things that were related to his time while he was involved with what he was involved with regarding Maravilla, which was that there was always a love-hate relationship with Maravilla, and Maravilla was very much involved with starting the organization that Mundo was part of. Now, Rene, I know that a lot of you guys and girls go to his channel because you figure, oh, these guys, man, they be knowing things, and like what better place to go? These guys are with the business. Talking about these two individuals. Look, Mundo hasn't been involved with nothing in a very long time. So what he gets is what everybody gets. Hearsay. Things that people tell him. And well, with both of them, most of it's coming from law enforcement. They're no longer in the know. So they might think they know how the water's running right now. But all they know is what they were involved with back when they were involved with anything. Okay? And I'm going to give you an example of that. Rene mentioned about how it was in the county jail, that the homies were running out in masks and putting in work, running out of the Maravilla Majo in mask and all this shit. I've never seen anybody run out of there with no mask. Yeah, people ran out of there and got busy. People came from the Sureño tank next door and got busy, hit homies in the Sally Port. There was a war going on at that time. So that's just general knowledge, that even that he got wrong. Why? Because he wasn't there. He wasn't in the county jail when all this stuff was happening. So all he knows is stories he heard, And then he had the audacity to come out and mention, they killed Crow. Yeah, Crow. They killed Crow in the county jail. No, it wasn't Crow. It was Blackbird. Blackbird? No, it was Crow. Blackbird, Crow. Well, I'm not sure, but he goes, anyways, he was wanted for a very long time. He was a maravilloso. Look, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, then don't mention it. I don't know why people get on social media and talk about things they don't really know. If they don't really know, they shouldn't talk about it. It makes them look like idiots, like jackasses. Okay? Now, he meant to say Blackbird from Maravilla was wanted and was a maravilloso and got. Not in the county jail. His demise happened somewhere out of Southern California. I'm not going to get into details. I think I mentioned it on the video that I did about Blackbird, about how we used to run the streets and the crazy shit that we used to do back when he was alive, when we were both much, much younger. But his demise happened out of Southern California. My homeboys were there to bury him and cover him with dirt at his funeral. It was not had anything to do with the county jail or LA County, period. So I don't know what he was talking about. That. And besides that, it happened in a time that we didn't even have the green light. You know, uh, the homie had a personal. You know, that's a whole other deal. If you're gonna go to Rene for information about things that happen outside of wherever they were keeping him, Pelican Bay or Corcoran or Tehachapi, whatever shoe he was in for whatever amount of years, how's he going to give you accurate information about something that happened in a county jail if he wasn't there? You know, he's just talking out of his ass. He's telling stories that somebody told to somebody else that told to somebody else that told to him that one day ran into Boxer and gave him half the story, you know? Anyways, that's not the first one of his little spills that that I've heard him talk about that was inaccurate, you know. So, you know, people listen to whatever you want to listen to, but take everything with a grain of salt, man, because a lot of people tell stories. Look at Renegade Media, okay? You know, obviously anybody could have made that phone call to him and said, "Hey, man, I'm so and so from Lennox. Woo woo woo. This is what happened. Blah blah blah," and handed him a fucking scoop of shit. Dude jumped on his channel and told the whole story, and you know, whoever called him wasn't nobody from Lennox. Nobody was taxing him. This was a totally separate situation that involved things that really was none of his business, none of my business. But my point is that people get on social media and talk about things that they don't know about, you know. So be glad that if I speak on something, if it's not in the news or reported on reports from prison, or I haven't seen it with my own eyes or participated with it in some way, shape, or form, even if it was standing on the sidelines watching, I really don't like to talk about it because we really don't know, you know. But the reason why I brought this up, it was because I knew what he's saying wasn't true, and this isn't the first thing that I've noticed about when Rene speaks. Mundo, I don't even really. He talks about old stuff that everybody knows, you know. He mentions very like Huito. Huito's been dead for the longest already. He talked about Huito during the same video from Maravilla. You know, Vato's been dead for the longest already. I'm not even going to speak on none of that. Really, none of that isn't any of my business. I don't want to talk about it. But things get twisted around, and sometimes things get spoken on that aren't completely accurate, you know? For whatever reason, I don't know why. The only thing I could think is a lot of things is they're not there. They hear it from somebody else, you know? And yeah, anyways, good luck, you know, with the Mod Spot and their stories and stuff. I guess they're, you know, if you like to listen to that kind of stuff, it's interesting stories. You know, whatever's true, whatever parts of it is true, it's true. Whatever's not is not. You guys got to, I don't know, make up your mind to take it 100% factual, or understand that it's, you know, Rene's been locked up in the hole for so long. He just knows what people have told him. What people, and a lot of the shit that they fed him was bullshit. People covering their asses. People trying to smut somebody up to get blame off of them or point his thoughts in another direction. You know, there's a lot of games that are played in jail and in prison, you know. But it is what it is. Anyways, I just wanted to mention this thing about what he was saying about Crow. No, I mean Blackbird. No, I mean Crow. No, Crow. No, Blackbird. Blackbird. No, Crow. Anyways, what he was saying about Blackbird from Maravilla, from the Maravillosos. He did not get hit in the county jail. People weren't dying from Maravilla all over the county jail, like he claims, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess he's heard stories. I don't know. I don't know where he gets some of the stuff that he speaks about. But that kind of gave me a clue right there. Just hearing that. Anyways, you guys be careful what you pay attention to, what you listen to, and what you take as truth and lie. Just if it's not that important to you and you're just looking at it for entertainment value, then you could listen to all the stories and enjoy the just the weight of the story, and be entertained. And that's what social media is for. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. People, be careful out there. Stay free. God bless you. God bless your families. And I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button.